This is the Farm Progress Show preview. As thousands of farmers prepare to see the latest agricultural equipment and services in person at the event known globally as the World's Fair of Agriculture, we give you a peek at what's to come. August 27th, 28th, and 29th in Boone, Iowa.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us here tonight as we look ahead to what's coming in the 2024 Farm Progress Show. It's just over a week away, August 27th, 28th, and 29th in Boone, Iowa. There has been a whole team working for months to get the show site set up, and the team needs a quarterback. Our quarterback is Matt Youngman. He's the National Events Director here at Farm Progress, and I spoke with him recently, and I asked if it was going to be a packed house at the show this year.
It is. We have COVID in the rearview mirror and looking forward to a full exhibit field. You know, we usually build a 650-foot long varied industries tent, and usually it sells out real close to showtime. Well, this year it was sold out in April with a waiting list, and so we made the decision to expand even that and built a second 250-foot long varied industries tent, which recently sold out as well. So completely sold out of indoor exhibit space. A lot of new companies, a lot of international companies really flocking to the event this year.
Now, I understand the VIT tents also have an upgrade on the flooring.
That's exactly right. 2 years ago, we worked with Iowa Soybean to put a recycled asphalt with a soybean binder, could put a base down under that tent, worked with them again this year to put another 4 inches of soybean asphalt on there. So it's sealed, and for the facility, for our host facility, Central Iowa Expo, they'll be able to use that throughout the years when we're gone in the off season, and it's going to be a wonderful multi-purpose, hard surface for them to use. Not to mention how great it is during the show to have that dry, dust-free environment in the varied industries tent. Really gives that tent an upgrade as opposed to the wood chips we've used in the past.
It makes it a really great place to walk around, spend some time talking to the exhibitors. As you mentioned, there is some really fun stuff that starts in that VIT tent, and then sometimes it finds its way out to a big booth in the on the show grounds.
That's exactly right. Very few companies, if any, will dip their toe in the Farm Progress Show with a big 8-lot exhibit or something like that. Everybody that's new does it in a 10 by 10 booth, and then maybe they grow to a couple booths, and you can watch the history of somebody like a Calmer or a Pit Express or somebody like that started in the varied industries tent and went to a couple booths, and then a junior lot, and then a regular lot, and now like a Calmer's up to 8 full outdoor lots on an end cap. And so you have some great success stories from those companies that just get their start. So if you want to see what the new stuff is, the new exhibitors, for the most part, they're all in those varied industries tents.
And then, of course, if you're coming, you want to take a look at the tents, but you also want to be outside. One of the great strengths of the Farm Progress Show is the field demos, seeing all of that corn get harvested. Matt, it's going to be a great year for field demos, isn't it?
Yeah, the last time we were in Iowa, we weren't able to get the corn in the ground as well as we'd hoped. So it's been 2018 is the last time we harvested corn at a Farm Progress Show, pre-COVID. And so, yeah, we're really excited. All the corn was in the ground by April 12th. And it is, we've gotten good heat through the summer, some good moisture. Everything is in great shape. The 82-day corn does not get all that tall, but it's got a real nice ear on it, and it's already fully at dent stage and going to be dried down by showtime. So really excited for the action out there in the field.
And how much action are we going to be seeing in the field demos? What all do you plan to have on site?
So the standard demonstrations would be harvesting in the morning at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll have, between the OEMs and the head companies and people showing concaves and that kind of thing, we'll have about 15 combines operating in the demo. And then in the afternoon on the same field, whatever field we harvest in the morning, reset everything and run a tillage demonstration in the afternoon. And we'll have upwards of 40 machines, everything from deep rippers, subsoilers, to vertical tillage, high speed, strip till, about everything you can imagine. And then also in that same area is where we kind of have those unique one-off things like flight areas for sprayer drones or autonomous machines or smart sprayers, all of those kind of things, coupled with the ride and drives, the ability to get in the cab and operate some of these pieces of machinery.
Now, Matt, if we've got viewers who have never been to a Farm Progress Show, they've never seen a field demonstration in person, what's it like? What do I, as a farmer, get to experience as these machines are running through the field?
Well, we try to create a kind of an even playing surface for all the competitors. It's kind of a competition. They all run side by side right in front of you. They will pull up, shut down, a 100-word read is given. We have a PA system out there that explains what you're about to see, and then it fires up and makes a pass, and then the crowd moves forward. It's safely behind a rope, but the crowd moves forward. If it's a 16-row head, the crowd moves forward 40 feet, and then the next machine will pull up, hear a description of it, make a pass, and that we just do that until we've gone through 80 acres that day.
That's incredible. Now, of course, the show site is a big area. There's a lot of people on the location. Matt, that makes internet sometimes a little slow. I understand might have a fix this year.
Yes, we're really excited. Great partnership with John Deere. We're going to have a Wi-Fi blanket of the entire show. When you get there to the event, you'll just be able to log in, and then you'll go from node to node and not even notice it that you're going around. And you'll have, if your phone's set up for Wi-Fi calling, you'll be able to make phone calls, obviously post all the social media, keep up with work at home, and the stadium effect is a real thing that we've fought in the past, and this solution that John Deere's helped us provide is something really, really nice that we're looking forward to having.
That is going to be fantastic, Matt. And there are also, I understand, going to be, as always, a lot of new products on display, a lot of new introductions to agriculture. Do you have any that you'd like to highlight?
Well, there's some that I can't talk about. Everybody wants to steal the show with their 8 a.m. Tuesday unveiling, so there'll be all kinds of that kind of thing that we can't talk about. But everything from the things that have been unveiled over the course of the last year, whether that's the new high horsepower 4-wheel drive from John Deere or the S7 combine from John Deere, those will be on display. And in the demos, the new 260 series combines from Case IH. And then, everybody on the grounds is going to have something new. Calmer is now selling concaves for combines. And then we've got new exhibitors that are bringing things that we just haven't had an opportunity to see before, like a air tractor, meaning one of those big yellow crop dusters. You'll be able to get up close and personal with that. So, a lot of things are all around the grounds. And that's kind of the great thing, is that everybody's trying to steal the show with their new big unveiling. And that's a great competition to watch happen.
Absolutely. It makes it the place to be. August 27th, 28th, and 29th in Boone, Iowa. Matt, getting there is going to be easier for folks who are traveling in. You made some changes to the traffic flow?
Yeah, we're really fortunate. The Iowa Department of Transportation put in a new overpass. There's a rail line that runs right along the north side of the grounds, and so we've never been able to run traffic in at an at-grade crossing. It just wasn't safe to do it. Now, with that overpass, we're able to bring an entirely new traffic route into the show. From the north, the folks coming from northern Iowa and Minnesota come down 35, across 20, and then down Highway 17, which, that's going to keep them off of Highway 30, and it's going to ease the congestion on Highway 30, just with them not having to be on there at all. So really excited for that. That's a really big upgrade in the traffic this year.
Absolutely. And folks right now can still go onto the website and grab tickets. Matt, where should they go?
FarmProgressShow.com. At the gate, they'll be $25, but you can buy them online for $15 plus the fees.
Get in there, get those tickets bought. You'll want to see everybody at Farm Progress Show.
Exactly right. We're really excited. It's shaping up already to be a great success.
Thank you, Matt. You can hear his enthusiasm for this coming show, and it is going to be a great success. One of the reasons it's going to be a success is because there's going to be a fantastic lineup of things to take a look at. I had the chance to talk specifically about what Case IH is bringing on the combine front with Leo Bose.
So I'm the harvest segment leader. I have the portfolio of products for harvesting products, and whether it be combines, headers, or sugarcane harvesters, that's the product portfolio that I manage for Case IH here in North America.
And now you've had a big year of product releases in the harvest area. Talk a little bit about what you've seen and why this is the year of the combine, Leo.
Yeah, we're hitting a home run as a base run analogy here, but when you take a look at it, back in February we launched the AF11 series combine, delivered on 3 core principles: capacity, grain quality, and that technology in the middle, but then also ultimate runtime. And then 90 days later, we introduced the 260 series. So 260 series looked at the technology embedded in base on that unit, as well as our new C500 series corn head. And we're not going to stop there, because we got Farm Progress Show coming up, so every 90 days we have that history and heritage that's going to drive into the new products we're launching.
Absolutely. No, those combines that have come out, you love the response from those. Remember seeing them at farm shows earlier in the year. What's been the response? What can you tell us about how farmers have reacted so far?
Oh, we do have some of those units actually running out with customers right now, and it's really delivering on the capacity, the technology, but also that runtime. And that's really over 48 years, the axial flow combines. are built on those core principles: grain quality, grain savings, crop adaptability, and match capacity.
You've got that same technology in a range of different machinery sizes. From Case's perspective, what's the advantage of doing all those different ranges for harvest sizers?
That's a great question, because we're really setting it up a combine for every producer. So what does that mean? When I look at the capacity or the needs for a producer, whether I'm in Western Canada or here in the Midwest or down in the South, we have some different needs. So let's take a look at Western Canada. The AF11 delivers on that ultimate capacity. There's a very short harvest window in Western Canada, and that AF11 just delivers on that. If you move into the Midwest, it's more of technology based. So when we look at technology, customers are trying to make decisions in harvest for next season. So they're looking at varieties, they're looking at yield and moisture. So with options like Field Op on my phone, now I can actually down to the minute see what yields are and maybe make that change with the local co-op. Some of those things that are going to drive next year's influence. But for us, it doesn't stop there. Customers are saying, what do I have for capacity increases as well? And we're not stopping there. The C500 series really delivers on that total header to spreader capacity. So pick faster, pick cleaner, and ultimately save that grain.
Let's talk about what you've heard so far as the harvest season has moved across the country this year. You've got those new machines out there working. These farmers are adapting to that technology. What's been the feedback that you've heard?
So the feedback has been, they're looking already next 12, 24, 36 months. So they're trying to look at how this machine will fit in their operation. How can they maybe reduce their fleet sizes? How can they look at picking up different additional acres? But ultimately, how are they using that technology to benefit their operation? Because profitability, as we get squeezed, looking at how can they save more of what they grow. So grain savings, grain quality is first and foremost in their minds.
And I imagine that makes it pretty much first and foremost in your mind and the team's mind as you're coming up with these new innovations. What is it you're watching for when you're trying to make sure that grain sample is as clean and as secure as it is?
Well, that's been our core principles over our history. And if I go to an engineer's cubicle, and we have those actually embossed within their cubicle. So grain quality, grain savings, crop adaptability, match capacity. It's always about keeping those core fundamentals there with those machines. That's really what the customers are really looking for. But ultimately, as we look at wider heads, more capacity, customers are then trying to look at expansion within their operations.
So let's talk about the Farm Progress Show. It's just around the corner, Leo. Can you give us any hints as to what's going to be in the booth this year?
Boy, I wish I could talk through more, and we're going to release more combines. So that's the hook. Come in to our display at Case IH, and you'll be able to see not only that integrated technology through our Case IH building where we have interaction within the booth and seeing our machines out in the field, but you'll actually see AF machines running in the field, as well as farm show favorites, Walker Farms. So we're inviting them back. They'll be up on the stage. In fact, they have been operating some of this new equipment and maybe some new equipment that we haven't released yet that come on in and you're going to hear their firsthand experience.
Will we get to see the C500 grain head, our corn head in operation?
Yeah, C500 series definitely will be there, and we'll have our what we call our Case IH product specialists there that have been in the field, be able to answer any questions that any customers would have.
Leo Bose, we look forward to talking to you more at Farm Progress this year.
Look forward to seeing you there.
Hopefully all of you can stop by and see Leo. His excitement about the combine rollout is fantastic. But of course, there's a lot more than just machinery on hand at the Farm Progress Show. It takes a lot of folks to make a farm operate, and for a lot of farms, the co-op is a key part of that. Landus Co-op and its president, Matt Karstens, recently spoke with Max Armstrong.
Mike, whenever the Farm Progress Show is in Iowa, the Iowa agriculture community rolls out the red carpet, to be sure. And there are always extra activities that take place. We're going to find out a little bit about one from the president and CEO of Landus and Conduit. Joining us here is Matt Karstens. Matt, it's great to have you on with me here.
Great to have you a part of this. I'm excited for the discussion here. The Farm Progress Show is something, you're right, when it's in Iowa, it's near and dear to all of agriculture.
You know, it occurs to me Landus hasn't been around too long, but the roots of your cooperative go way back, what, to the 19th century almost, right?
Yeah, it was when we were having a ribbon cutting for our Acre Edge facility there in Boone, right next to the Farm Progress Show site. One of the board members that's on for Boone County was talking a little bit about all the way back into the early 1800s, which I didn't know. I'm sure the facility looks way different today, but it was an interesting statistic, and we're really proud of that heritage for our co-op that goes back into that time, and the future that we have with the co-op, and also things like Conduit that will be on display there at the Farm Progress Show.
That ribbon cutting ceremony there at Boone was not too many weeks ago, as I recall, mid-June, right?
Yeah, yep, that's correct. We opened it up officially. It had made product as we were doing some last minute tweaks to it, probably starting back in March, and then did the ribbon cutting, had folks from the USDA out. It was a wonderful event. Many people attended, way more than I thought, way more than we had seats for. So that was kind of embarrassing, Max, but it's always great to have more than you were planning on. And it was just, it's really special to be able to launch something like our Acre Edge facility there that's owned by the farmer. You know, so much of the ag channel has other ownership, whether it's Wall Street or larger cooperatives owned by ag retail. This is owned by ag retail that's owned by farmers, and putting that right next to the farmer, taking distribution steps out of that supply chain, costs out of the supply chain, and patronage back to the farmer. Those are the things that are important, and we've got to live to that every day here at Landus.
That cooperative way of doing business, I'm sure the member owners take real pride in this facility. What all is there? Give us an overview of it.
Yeah, well, there's storage of products that we can bring in any way from truck or rail, which makes that really unique, and then also production, where we can produce many products from the fertilizer side all the way through what we can do on sustainability type of products that really have value, not only for the farmer in profit and yield, but also in what it can do for the environment. And that's what's important in today's world. We've got to continue to raise that bar. And again, do it in a way that really adds value for the farmer and take the steps out. And that's what this is about. And I think there is a lot of pride based on the number of farmers that showed. We're excited for what it means for them, and that they are rallying around it, and happy to showcase this to farmers across the United States and other countries that really fits our new conduit model.
The Acre Edge portfolio, as you describe it, what all is involved there?
So again, it's a mix of all kinds of different products that really from yield enhancement all the way through to the sustainability side. So you can think about things as far as stabilizers. You can think of different micro and macro fertilizers that are in the mix there. One that I really like that's had a big play this summer has been our use of a foliar nitrogen that we put over top of the crop with boron. Products like that are just so powerful to the marketplace and to our farmers, and again, improving profit and also doing it from a sustainability standpoint. So we've got a whole portfolio of products there that fit into that realm, and we're excited, and we're expanding it. Most of them today, Max, are in the foliar side. We'll be adding a soil component to this as we go forward as well. So that'll be for next year's cropping season, which is hard to believe. We're already talking about that. We don't even have this one in the bin, but it's an exciting time to really take this to a whole new level of farmer-owned production right here in Central Iowa, right next to the Farm Progress Show.
Now, how close is it actually to that show site, Matt?
It's across the road, so we'll have a tram giving tours back and forth. So farmers that want to come see our facility can take the tram over and get to see it. What we have on display there not only is Acre Edge, but we have some test plots showcasing some of those products we just talked about, and also Talus, which is green ammonia production that was on site, that is the first in the United States of its kind from Talus, and we're excited to showcase that. And also 12 million bushels of storage, which we hope gets full this fall season, and some of that's new that we did that. The builder is another Iowa company with Sukup, so that'll be on display as well. So quite a bit to see there, and then a lot of our innovation will be on display in our facility there at the Acre Edge site, and also out at the test plot with drones and other things that will be showcased. So there's a lot to see at the Farm Progress Show, and the experience continues on our property with all of those and other things that they can see by taking the tram over and registering to win 2,500 gallons of fuel for this fall season. So we'll be giving that away as well for those that take the time to come on over to the site and be a part of what we're doing there at our site next to Farm Progress Show.
Growing up in a farm co-op family, I recall that loyalty to the cooperative that many growers felt. I'm sure many still feel that way, but you run hard to stay progressive, to make sure that you're serving all of the needs of those members and that you're competitive with everybody else that's out there, correct?
Yeah, Max, you bring up an interesting topic, and it's one that we do want to display at our tent on the Farm Progress Show site and also at our facility. Agriculture's changed, and there's no doubt there's still a lot of pride and passion around farm cooperatives, but we've also lost some of our way, and that is as much Landus as anyone. And it's our job to get that back. And by showcasing on the Farm Progress Show site in our air-conditioned tent, also at our facility across the way, the differences that they should, as farmers, expect from a cooperative. It's not just about selling inputs and buying grain anymore, or selling fuel, selling feed. We've got to do more. We've got to change that game, and we got to look at innovation. We got to look at that downstream and how we connect the farmer to the consumer and what paths we have to do that and how we change that game. So it's not the same, as we say, it's not our grandfather's or grandmother's cooperative anymore. That day has come and gone, and we've got to change that. And it's painful, it's time consuming, but we really want to put it on display, not only what we do in Landus, but we're doing with a farmer-owned business like Conduit that branches well outside of Iowa and is owned by a bunch of farmers in a non-cooperative way, but more of a private holdings that is a different way to do business as well. So you're going to see all of it from Landus, and it's really building upon that strong foundation our grandparents built many years ago, and where we got to today with what our cooperative and what Conduit looks like.
Just circling back in the final seconds here, that tram will be running over to your facility all 3 days of the show, is that right?
It will be running all 3 days. We have an air-conditioned tent, which is always nice, and those kind of Iowa summers on site, where we'll be demonstrating some of our tools like synthesis, a deeper dive into what we're doing in the cooperative and Conduit, and then also some announcements that we'll be having that will be really special for our farmers. Then they can take the tram across the road to that facility, register to win 2,500 gallons of fuel. Who doesn't need that this time of year? And we hope to see every farmer there across the United States and even the globe. We've got a lot to showcase, and we're very proud of what our employees and farmers have built here at Landus.
Matt, we'll send some folks your way. We look forward to seeing you at Boone. Thanks for taking the time with us.
We look forward to seeing you there as well, Max. Thank you.
Matt Karsten's joining us here from Landus and Conduit on the Farm Progress Show preview. Mike.
Thanks, Max. It will be great to check in with our friends at Landus. And folks, if you're wondering how am I going to find all of these things across the big show grounds, well, download the app. Download the 2024 Farm Progress Show app. You can find it in every app store. It'll give you instructions and a little more details on what to expect, especially where you may find the Morton Buildings location.
Mike, the folks at Morton Buildings will be at the Farm Progress Show at Boone. We always walk through there to see what's new. And Lisa Buckledge, Marketing Director for Morton Buildings, joins us here. We look forward to seeing you folks there, Lisa, at the show. What are some of the things you're going to be showing the people attending and coming over to Morton Buildings location?
Hi, Max. We're excited about being back at Boone this year at Farm Progress Show, and we look forward to seeing everyone there. We have a lot of great things to show. We are excited to share a 3D artwork of our Morton foundation system. It really shows a view of our foundation system below the ground. You know, as with any building, a strong building starts with a strong foundation. Morton brings the Morton foundation system to our customers that provides concrete lower columns that go in the ground. This provides exceptional strength and durability to the building. But we also now provide an optional concrete splashboard called DuraPlank that can be attached to the top of the Morton foundation system, and it goes around the perimeter of the building. And that, between the Morton foundation system and the concrete columns in the ground, with the optional DuraPlank upgrade, that eliminates all structural wood from the ground contact on our post frame buildings. So when you think of farm shops or farm structures, especially those with dirt or gravel floor, that where that traditional wood splashboard might be next to a lot of moisture, this concrete splashboard provides great longevity and durability, reducing that potential for rot or decay or just looking worn over time. So we're excited about the 3D artwork that will be at the show to really give that great view under the ground of our Morton foundation system and the DuraPlank concrete splashboard.
When you watch a building under construction, that Morton building, and you look at those posts, those foundation posts, it really impresses you. You think, okay, this puppy's here to stay. There's not going to be much that's going to be able to move that building. And with the straight line winds that we've had in the heart of the country and a lot of strong thunderstorms, we want all the support and the foundation that we can get there. And the Morton buildings are providing that.
The foundation definitely is the start of a strong building and the strength of the building. And Morton has really engineered and designed a very strong foundation system between the concrete columns in the ground and the DuraPlank concrete splashboard to really provide that strength and longevity and durability to the building.
You said engineering, and that's one thing I think we ought to emphasize a little bit. That's one thing you notice when a Morton building goes up. It is so well designed and engineered for a long-lasting structure that will really serve the grower very well.
Yes, we engineer all of our building to the specific needs of the customer, as well as to align to the building codes of that area. You know, think of in the northern tier part of the country, we're looking at snow loads. When we're in Midwest, wind loads, and as well as in the South, looking at wind loads and those for those strong storms as well. So we engineer and design every building. We don't sell standardized kits. We really make sure that's customized for the customer as well as the unique needs to that area.
Schouses. I hadn't heard that term until just maybe a couple of shows ago, but it's a reminder that folks are adapting their Morton buildings and using them in different ways. Talk about that.
Yes, the other thing that, is evolving in the farm industry is, the farm operations continue to grow and get larger. There's a need for farmers and farm managers to be on site more. So a lot of the shop houses or schouses or even barn dominiums are becoming very popular, where it provides a large farm shop, a place for storage on the farm, not only a place for functionality for the farm shop component, but also living quarters and a place for that farm manager or farmer to be on site and be able to reside there as well while it is that busy farming season.
They're used to house equipment. Morton buildings, everybody knows that they have that capability and with a big span to accommodate the modern machines today. But there's much more going in. Quite often a farm office is in that building, and there are a lot of features that go into there. You might talk about that. Share a little bit about what you folks at Morton see as you provide these buildings to farmers across the heartland.
Yes, as farm equipment continues to get larger and higher tech, there's been this growing need for modern farm shops to house the equipment, but also have a shop and an area to service that equipment. This is particularly true where maybe, farmers and operations in the past may have stored equipment outside and maybe more in the elements. Now, there's a need to make sure that equipment lasts longer and stays inside storage for the high-tech needs. And we see the farm shops becoming even high-tech in the finishing as well as the technology within the building. Those a lot of buildings that have components like LED lighting, epoxy flooring, high volume fans, air hoses, even an area for computers or an area for meeting with their farm operation employees. It's, the structures are getting much more high tech and higher finishes involved in that. And in addition, farm equipment continues to get larger on these operations, and that requires the need to have wider buildings, easy access both inside the building as within the building. Our farm shop at Farm Progress Show is a 72 by 100, but we actually have hybrid buildings that utilizes steel truss with our post frame construction, and that lends itself to clear span up to 150 foot wide. with no load-bearing interior walls. So really providing great space for that larger equipment and ability to move around the building to be able to service it throughout the season.
I smiled when you talked about lighting, LED lighting. No matter if you think you have enough, always add to it. I think everybody who has a building will say that, because you can't have too much light. Now, am I correct also here in the final minute that we have, you'll have folks on hand who can talk about maybe rehabbing an older Morton building or upgrading it in some way, an existing structure that a farmer might have?
Yes, we will have our repair specialist on hand at Farm Progress Show. We recognize, a well-used shop can take a beating over time, and our repair specialists can repair not only Morton buildings, but also non-Morton post-frame buildings. And, there's always a need to maybe do some, repairs, whether it's from sliding doors, or it could be even changing the look of the building from putting on new exterior steel on the roof or the side, doors, windows. Those are different things that our repair team can help with. It helps extend the life of the building and also the functionality of the building. So there's also needs for many farm buildings that on the properties that can be utilized for many more years, and our repair team is there to help.
Lisa Bachleach, we look forward to visiting with the Morton folks at the Farm Progress Show. I believe that's lot 534, correct?
Yes, lot 534 on Central Avenue between 5th and 6th Avenues, and we look forward to seeing everybody there.
Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mike, they'll be right there with us, right across the street from us there, right across from that Wallace's Farmer Hospitality location at the Farm Progress Show at Boone.
After you visit the Morton Buildings booth, be sure to pop across the street to the Wallace's Farmer Hospitality tent. Every day from noon to 1, we'll be doing the Noon Show. Max will be with me from time to time. We'll also have ag experts and politicians coming by. You're not going to want to miss it. You're also not going to want to miss the VIT tent, and Max tells us why.
Oh yes, Mike, we are into iron. There's no doubt about that. We love to go out for the field demonstrations, and of course I have the privilege of announcing as that equipment moves through the field, but it's the Varied Industries tent that is always one sure destination for us when we go to the Farm Progress Show. Here from Cargill are Jenna Sievers and Madeline Main to talk about what Cargill will have in the Varied Industries tent. Jenna, you folks will be there. I think it's booth 9101, if I'm not mistaken. What will you be talking with farmers about?
As Cargill, we've been in the grain industry for 160 years, and when the farmer wins, we win, and we really want everybody to be productive and prosperous through the entire ag industry as we move forward in the ag industry. When we're in that tent, we're gonna have Cargill Elevate along with Cargill Regen Connect with us, along with our digital team there at Farm Progress Show, and really just answering questions about what fits that producer. We know every producer is different, and so we really want to be able to have those one-on-one conversations as people come by and really show what we have to offer, especially in this time of ag. It feels like things are gonna get tight as we move forward, as this grain market's not been friendly, and everybody's looking for those ways to be more productive on their farm and definitely make more money on the day-to-day.
Regen Connect. Did I hear that right, Madeline? Is that how she pronounced that?
Yes, you sure did.
Tell us about Regen Connect. What is it?
Yeah, so Regen Connect incentivizes regenerative agricultural practices. So it's pretty straightforward. If a grower has a field where they would like to reduce their tillage or implement cover crops, they can enroll in the program like Regen Connect. And this is our 4th year of enrollment. And as we started year 1, we were just piloting it in a few states. And today we've grown to 24 states, and it's really been exciting just to see the demand from growers to enroll year over year in this program and get paid for some of those soil health practices that they are doing on farm. Jenna mentioned the lower markets that we're seeing right now. So growers are always looking for a way to add additional on-farm revenue, and we're excited to offer that through Cargill Regen Connect. You mentioned how it works. We have an online platform where growers can go, create an account, select their fields, upload some information, and ultimately they get a live quote for the amount of dollars that they can expect to be paid by implementing those practices. we do pay on the amount of carbon that's sequestered. So we're paying $35 per metric ton this year. And like I said, it's just an exciting opportunity to be able to offer a little bit extra dollars to growers during these times.
Now, I know there are other folks in this space. How's the Cargill program unique? How is it different than the others?
Yeah. When you adopt new practices and make some of those on-farm changes, we recognize that there can be some challenges and learning curves that come along with that. So we've got a fully dedicated team of agronomists and technical support ready to help growers through that process. You know, we recognize that different practices aren't always a fit for certain operations. So having someone to call, talk through your specific operation and really determine what makes sense for your operation is something that our team takes a lot of pride in. And ultimately, we're, like Jenna said earlier, we're here to support you, because when you're making grain and being profitable, so are we too. So that's something that kind of sets us apart. We've also are unique in the sense that we have continued to offer a 1-year contract year over year. Farming is a variable industry, and we can't always predict the future. So that allows growers to have a little bit of flexibility. And then we also pay upfront 50% of the estimated payments too. So that's something that, you know, is a little bit different as you're looking at the different programs available to growers.
And I can imagine at the show, Madeline, there was that ample opportunity for growers to have even more questions answered there. Jenna, you know, I was thinking about, over the years I've been a farm broadcaster, we've always talked about improving marketing skills, being better at marketing, and Cargill continues to work with growers to help them through that process, do you not?
Yes, we do. And the one thing I always think back to, no one really gets into farming because they're excited about grain marketing. They usually get into it for, you know, being able to operate that equipment and taking on that legacy that their family has been there before them. So within Cargill this year, we've continued to expand our Cargill Elevate program. It's really made up of 3 different tiers, if you will, 3 different branches, and one of those is Cargill Market Insights. Secondly, we have Cargill Elevate Solutions, where we have different contracts that a producer can use, and then we just recently launched within the last 6 weeks, Cargill Elevate Plus, which is a paid premium service that goes even more in depth for those producers around cash recommendations and different things.
Elevate Plus, you said.
Yes.
Flesh that out a little bit.
Yeah, Cargill Elevate Plus, so it's our premium service, and like you said, we're always looking at another way to make those decisions, help farmers make those decisions, because behind the desk is not where they spend their time. I would argue where they don't want to spend their time, a lot of that. And so with Cargill Elevate Plus, it is, one, we're providing those cash recommendations. We've actually partnered with Bushel to have an online platform so we can get all of your information, 1, on your computer, or 2, on your app. So whether you're on your iPad in the field planting, on your phone, delivering different grain, it's always with you. So when those opportunities arise, you're ready to take action. With that come USDA updates, those specific recommendation solution spotlights where we see those opportunities. So you may not be looking at the market and you may see a recommendation pop up on your phone that says, hey, it's a good time to sell. Here's how much to sell. Here's the price that you should sell. And so that allows you to take action while you're not sitting right in front of the desk ready to make those decisions potentially.
And you alluded to this, it is an especially challenging time right now with the robust supplies of grain and storage and a big crop coming on here.
Yes, this year we're definitely working our way back into a carry market where we've had more of an inverted market since 2020, the end of 2020 into 2021. And with that, we have definitely been able to take advantage of that with our producers that we currently have on the program. And we have definitely seen that need arise more for producers. How they're going to do that, we know the interest rates are not friendly right now, and so working through that, not only with the Cargill Elevate Plus, but also their local grain buyers to make that team on farm for their specific operation. We know that no one's a one-size-fits-all, and so we have that information at the top, and then we put it directly into their operation, how it fits for them based on all of those different needs that they have on storage, cash flow needs, etc., and work through those with them. So we know it's going to be a challenging year, and we want to be here to help them through that.
Madeline, 9101 is that booth number we mentioned at the Varied Industries tent there. I would imagine you folks at Cargill welcome that opportunity to sit down and visit one-on-one with growers.
Yes, absolutely. Stop by. We'd love to shake your hand, learn a little bit about you, and see if Cargill Elevate and Cargill Region Connect are a fit on your operation. We will also be having a main stage event that Tuesday, the 27th at 11:30, where we will have farmers that are enrolled in the Cargill Regen Connect program on stage sharing about their experiences both in the program and also just as they've adopted soil health practices like reducing their tillage and implementing cover crops.
So I would imagine, since folks are so busy at the Farm Progress Show, Jenna, you can make a contact and then have the opportunity to follow up later if you'd like.
Yeah, absolutely. Our website is a great place to go, cargillag.com, and there are links there for both grow sustainably and then elevate your grain marketing are the two different links there. So for Cargill Elevate, there is a Market Insights tab where it's a free text message every day along with a podcast that comes out on the market close that just kind of gives you a recap of what's going on in the market. And again, that's free to sign up for. And then of course you can go visit the Cargill Regen Connect site as well to learn more about the carbon program that we have and everything that has to offer, along with enter a field and kind of see what that looks like for you.
All right, Jenna Sievers, Madeline Main, thank you for being with us here on the Farm Progress Show preview, the Cargill booth, another stop to make it boon. Mike?
Thank you, Max. One thing we know we can always expect at the Farm Progress Show is a big dose of the newest technology. Recently, I had the chance to talk with Jason Minton. He's the Chief Commercial Officer for Taranis, and I asked him what Taranis does in the world of agriculture.
Taranis is a technology company that's bringing leaf-level images through the use of advanced technologies like drones to go out and take images of the fields that the farmers are farming and to provide insights back based on those images that are provided. So Taranis is a company that specializes in software, AI, and digital technology to innovate and revolutionize farming for the future.
AI technology. Jason, that is everywhere nowadays. Every industry seems to be trying to make AI work for them. You're bringing it to agriculture. Tell me about what you're doing with AI in ag.
Yeah, AI is sort of needs to be demystified, right? It's a little bit scary to some, a little bit intimidating to others, but the great part is Taranis is actually at the forefront of this. So we're attacking AI right at the head to ensure that we can provide things to farmers that will help them drive decision making. So we're looking at AI in two different ways, which we'll talk about in this interview. And I wanted to just share with you that AI is not a thing to be scared of. It's actually something to be excited about, and it's actually going to drive the next revolution in agriculture to change the way we operate forever.
Let's dig into that in a little more detail. Jason, how is AI going to drive that next generation? What's Taranis doing with it that's going to help farmers make better decisions?
Yeah, so Taranis is using AI in two ways. The first way that we're using it is by that image library. So over the years, we've created millions and millions of images of those leaf level insights that I talked about. And we're using those to inform our AI tool to be able to signify things that are happening in the field. So our tool goes out, finds the issues that are happening in the field, and delivers those insights back to the grower, all delivered by AI, which does the tagging to understand what's happening in the field and what should be happening and what shouldn't be happening, which is also an insight that we deliver to growers. Going forward in the future, we'll also add the language model, which is happening right now, which will actually inform those insights and give some feedback to the retailer to better help the farmer and serve the farmer to understand what needs to happen on their field.
Okay, so it's scouring these images, looking at issues on the leaves. Can you give us a little more insight into that leaf level detail? What all is it scanning for? Pests or diseases?
Yep, absolutely. So it's looking for any sort of pest, insect, damage to the plant, fungal diseases, crop nutrient deficiencies even can be spotted. And it's basically looking at every single acre of every single field. So it's doing something that a manual scout can't do. And it's doing that all in an automated way with the AI tool looking again for things that should be there and things that shouldn't be there. And as soon as it identifies them, it flags them and can signify that to the retailer and to the grower. The other really interesting part is when things are going well, this tool can also make proof for the retailers that what they're doing for the farmer and the activities the farmer is taking on those fields are actually working to deliver more yield for the farmer.
That's incredible. So you mentioned these images are gathered by drones and then they're interpreted. What's the total timeline from drone flyover, take the picture, to get the actionable results back from Taranis?
That's great. That's actually one of the most exciting things about our tool. So if you were a retailer and you were using the Taranis tool, tomorrow morning, the flight that's being flown right now would be available to you on your desktop to be able to look at those insights that were delivered from the field just yesterday. And we're also advancing new technology that will be coming soon that will actually speed that process up even more. Today, one of the limitations is the ability to get that data uploaded and into the system. That does take some time, so it's usually done overnight. But in the future, we're looking at a technology that we would be able to do it right there in the field and deliver those instantaneous feedbacks to the grower to be able to make even more impactful decisions in a more timely manner.
That's incredible to see how fast this technology is moving in the AI ecosystem. Jason, I've got another question for you from another product you've brought into to help farmers make decisions, and that's the Ag Assistant. Does that also incorporate that AI technology into the advice it gives?
It is. So it's another form of AI that we're using. So the leaf level imagery is coming from the library of images that we've created in that AI image detection tool. In the future, we're looking at the language models. So most of you have probably heard of things like ChatGPT. Well, those things are a little bit intimidating, and they're also vast. They're really, really large. What Ag Assistant is doing is going into the insights that we delivered from the field and then merging it together with other sources of data, like, for example, weather data, precipitation, temperature. So not only will it show you that you have a weed problem, but when you click that button with Ag Assistant, the retailer will be able to see not only what insight was delivered, but what caused that insight to be delivered. What was the causal problem of what happened in the field? And that's what Ag Assistant does. So it's essentially using a language model to deliver right to the retailer, right at their fingertips, some insights into that field. From there, with Ag Assistant, the retailer can customize that and click on another button and create a PDF report out to send to their grower, again, to enhance the service level that they're providing growers for optimal yield.
That is incredible. And you get the advice right there, driven by the AI technology. Now, Jason, you've mentioned a few times that Taranis works with retailers and with growers. What are some of the advantages retailers are finding in partnering with Taranis on this technology?
Yeah, one of the major problems that's facing ag retail today, and this is very, very common that people talk about this out there, there's a problem with the labor shortage, right? So being able to get enough people to do the work at retail and then also to provide the level of service that the growers are looking for and have come to expect from some of these great retailers around the US. Because of those two challenges, this tool is actually enabling retailers to do more with less time. And you can think about an agronomist who's going to get those leaf level insights. Let's say they had 10 fields flown yesterday. First thing in the morning, they're going to see the insights from all those fields, which is going to help direct them to the most important activities that will deliver that experience for the growers. So we're going to enable a better grower experience, and we're going to enable a better retailer experience, because these are the things they're already doing. We're just going to help them see where they need to go first and where they can help focus their time.
Absolutely, and speed up a few of the processes as well, that interpretation moving faster. So that makes a lot of sense from a retailer perspective, but at Farm Progress Show, I imagine it's going to be a lot of farmers stopping by the booth. Where do you see farmers fitting in with the Taranis ecosystem?
Absolutely. We have farmers today that are interacting with their retailers on a regular basis. So for every mission that we fly 6 on average missions per year, and every one of those missions would enable a retailer to interact directly with their grower, to share with them not only a PDF paper copy or an online digital copy of what they saw in the field, but those same leaf level images that we talked about before, those can be delivered directly to the grower. So this retailer can say, not only did I scout your field, I scouted every single acre, and here's the insights that I'm delivering to you, either what was working or maybe what's not working right now. Again, all back to that yield benefit that growers are going to get out of this by being able to act fast.
That makes sense, Jason. So at Farm Progress Show this year, if we come to the booth, will we be able to see examples as to how this technology works on the ground?
Absolutely. One of the things you'll notice about Taranis, as soon as you come to the booth, we will have an engagement tool there to be able to directly interact with the live demonstration of the tool. So the nice thing about being with Taranis is that I've noticed we are not afraid to put the live tool on demo in front of retailers and growers to show them the value that it presents. I'll give an example of one recently. We were at the Tech Hub meeting in Des Moines, and we were able to present to growers and show them some of the examples of tar spot, for example, that we've seen this year, to go in and show leaf level images that show tar spot on 3 leaves in a field and an acre that you would never see in a scouting mission manually, that you can only see through leaf level insights that Taranis delivers.
That's incredible. Jason, before we let you go, if we've got an audience member who wants to learn more about Taranis, where would you send them?
Yeah, please check out our website at Taranis.com. And then if you are at the Farm Progress, we would love for you to stop by our booth. We're going to have a great display again for you to engage with and see how this tool could impact your business and again revolutionize agriculture going forward. Seeing is believing. So come see our AI leaf library, and then also come see the new Ag Assistant tool that's going to help make decision making even better on the farm in the future.
Jason Minton, Chief Commercial Officer with Taranis, thanks so much for speaking with us this week.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
You know, all of us here at Farm Progress are very, very excited for the Farm Progress Show, but we're not the only ones. Our friends at Case IH are excited as well. I had the chance to talk with Marissa Riley. She's the Commercial Marketing Director, and I asked what the Farm Progress Show means to them.
This is what we call the Super Bowl of trade shows at Case IH. But trade shows and these types of events are a great place to meet our customers. They're a cornerstone of what we do as a brand. And so I think what you can look forward to at Farm Progress Show, I mean, we have the full lineup on display. With that, you're going to see more than 40 pieces of equipment. You know, as we think about going inside the building, it's all about precision. Every 30 minutes, we'll have precision or tech talks happening where you can learn about everything from harvest prep to machine reports to implement guidance, or all the new things with some of the farm and fleet management capabilities.
Marissa, your excitement is palpable. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do at Case IH? You sound like you're pretty plugged into this whole trade show thing.
Absolutely. So at Case IH, I'm the Director of Commercial Marketing. With that, I run the advertising, promotions, and retail programming. So one of the things that you may have heard about Case IH is that we're built by farmers. So work doesn't always feel like work because of the passion that all of my colleagues bring into the office every day.
That is fantastic. Now, one of the things you've mentioned, now we've heard a lot from Case, is that hug or that embrace of technology. Marissa, there's going to be a lot of technology in the Case IH booth. Can you run through it a little bit with us?
Absolutely. Technology will be a mainstay in the booth this year. One of the messages that you'll see really throughout the booth is see your farm with new precision. So nice play on words, but what does that actually mean? It really speaks to the precision that's available, not just for new machines, but throughout any vintage of machine. And so you're, as a producer, you'll be able to see if you have more legacy machines, what can you do to upgrade that? Things like the Case IH Experience Kits, adding some guidance and steering solutions. You can add implement guidance now to machines to be able to have, you know, more accurate planting and strip till applications. Or if you look on the new side of the equipment, we have tech packages have rolled out with our model year 25 machines. So if you're buying a new tractor or combine, what does that mean for you? It means there's two packages, core or advanced. You no longer have to go through the laundry list to select what you might want or need. And what that does for you is it gives you subscription-free tech. So the machine essentially shows up ready to roll in the field. You don't have to worry about calling your dealer for unlocks, all of the reoccurring subscription fees, and you're really ready to hit the field.
So it's one check and you're done.
Yes, exactly.
That is a nice selling proposition now,
Yeah.
Marissa.
Also a great resale proposition. So if you think about being able to have that tech add value to the next owner, that really helps you out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Marissa, one of the things we know about the Case IH booth at the Farm Progress Show is it's always full of new releases, new products, new developments. I know you've got a hand in a lot of that and bringing it to the public. Can you give us a little peek behind the scenes?
Yeah, Case IH is constantly innovating. I mean, I think that's core to who we are as a manufacturer. And so with that, as we look at new product solutions, it's not just about the iron, but it's about the iron and the tech. So how do you have that seamless integration or the marriage of the iron and technology? Really, that's going to start with the iron. So you have to have agronomically designed iron. You have to have a really good foundation. Otherwise, you're just adding technology for technology's sake, and that's not what we're here for. But when you're adding technology to a really well-designed piece of iron, then you're really able to have some of those productivity gains, and you're able to really bring your operation to the next level.
Makes sense.
So what's an example of that? Automation. You've probably heard a lot about automation from Case IH. We've been on that journey for many years, but we've really automated basically every crop cycle here. So if you start with tillage, we have soil command. We have automation added to that machine control and the leveling for a better output before you plant. If you go into spraying, there's aim command flex, which is going to be nozzle by nozzle control. You get into harvesting, I believe Leo mentioned this earlier, you have our harvest command, which is going to proactively change the machine settings. So automation is really automating those individual machine tasks for better productivity, and it really helps with a lot of those labor challenges too that farmers have.
Absolutely. And you mentioned there will be a stage show at the Case IH booth. Looking excited about that and the Women in Ag conversation.
Yes, so the stage show, it will continue to happen in the Case IH booth. We'll have kind of our tried and true is what I would call it. So we'll of course have Max Armstrong. We'll have commodity updates from from Matt Bennett, sorry. And then we have the Women in Field, which is a brand new sponsorship. We are partnering with Farm Progress Show to really bring that to life. So with the Women in Field, Holly Spangler will be moderating some of these panels, and you'll see a number of industry experts and influencers, folks like Tara and Natalie from Discover Ag. We'll have Jenna Oshner, Mary Pat Sass, 3 farm daughters, and a number of other celebrities within ag is what I would call it. So it's a can't miss type of event in the Case IH booth there.
It certainly is. All 3 days you want to stop and see Case. Marissa Riley, thanks for talking with us today.
Great to talk with you, Mike.
There will be lots to see at the Case IH booth. Be sure to stop by every day for the changing rotations on their main stage. And folks, it's less than a week away. Farm Progress Show 2024, August 27th, 28th, and 29th in Boone, Iowa. You can get on the website right now, farmprogressshow.com, to get your tickets in advance. They are $15 online, $25 at the door, and download the app, 2024 Farm Progress Show, in the Google Play Store or App Store. We'll see you in Boone.
You've been watching the Farm Progress Show preview. This program has been produced by 22 Creative and has been a presentation of Farm Progress Broadcast. To get more information on the 2024 Farm Progress Show, go to the website farmprogressshow.com.